Hello and welcome all. Today we are going to see, we have heard about voice signal. Voice in the frequency domain, the voice signal is look like this. Actually a voice signal will be look like something like this. According to the time, the amplitude of the signal is varying. In this signal consists of many more frequencies. This is shown here. That means what are the frequency components that is consisting in the voice signal is be shown here. That means it consists of many frequencies and the amplitude of each frequency is different. Here we can see that low frequency signal are of a high amplitude. That means if we say that this is the low frequency signal, this amplitude is very high. But a higher frequency signal is amplitude as the frequency increases, the amplitude of the signal is decreasing, sinusoid is decreasing. As we know that human voices range from around 2 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz. It is the band of frequencies that is in our voice signal. This signal means this is the combination of different signals. That means we can say that this is a particular signal. If we say that this is 1 kilohertz, at that 1 kilohertz, the amplitude of the signal is very high. If we say that this is 1 kilohertz, what is meant by 1 kilohertz? 1 kilohertz means if we represent in the form of vector, if we represent it like that, it is a cosine. Cosine means this is a cosine. The starting when the value is 0, when the time is 0, it has a maximum value. That means when the time is 0, it has a maximum value. We are seeing from this side, from the bottom side. When we are seeing from the bottom side, we can know that this is maximum when free. This is maximum when the time is 0, and as the time increases, the value decreases. This value decreases, and when it after this time, now this is negative. As we know that this is plus side and this is minus side, and after this the side is become negative. So this is how this cos wave is. If we just say that this is 1 kilohertz, 1 kilohertz means in 1 second it will rotate 1000 times. This vector, this arrow will be rotated 1000 times. That is called 1 kilohertz. Like that, if this is 1 kilohertz, if this is 1.5 kilohertz, 1.5 kilohertz means in 1 second it will be rotated 1500 times. It consists of many frequencies. That means we say that this is a 1 kilohertz signal. This is rotating 1 kilohertz means 1 by 1000. 1 by 1000. The time is 1 by 1000. Frequency 1 by frequency is time. 1 by frequency 1 kilohertz means 1000 hertz. 1 by 1000 means it is around 1 millisecond. That means in order to complete one cycle, in order to complete this signal to one cycle, that means from here to here, this is one cycle. This point to this point, this is called one cycle. In order to complete this one cycle, that means from here to here, it will take 1 millisecond. If we take another signal with a higher frequency, that will not take that much time because this is running with a very high speed. So it will take a very less time to complete, less than 1 millisecond to complete one cycle. The frequency of the signal is different. This signal take 1 millisecond, but this signal from here to here, this signal will take less than 1 millisecond. That is, it is moving faster, very faster, so that in 1 millisecond this signal will be, the value of the signal will be something like here. In 1 millisecond this signal will be like this. That means when we adding all the signals means if we take the value at 1 millisecond, this signal value will be maximum. The value of this signal, this sinusoid will be maximum, but this signal sinusoid is moving very fast, so it is not at its peak, it is any other value. So this value will be very something less. Of if we take another value, this will be very high. So different, and if we add all the signal, we will get the value at after 1 millisecond. If we will get the value after 1 millisecond, this is what is we called Fourier transform. Fourier transform means what are the frequency components that is contained in the voice or any other message signal. This is called Fourier transform. Now the negative frequency, we can see that here is negative frequency. What is the negative frequency? That means if the arrow is rotating in this direction, that is called a positive frequency, that is in this side from 0 to this side. If this is moving from this side to this side, that is called negative frequency. Actually the frequency is only this. When we are considering vector representation, we are just taking this value also. That means if this is moving like this, the value will be negative. That is, it is moving like this, from not from here to here, but it is moving from here to here. That is called negative frequency.